Hey, wow. Oh, I don't know what he's doing. I was sort of spacing out. Hey, hello, live chatters and Mad Hatters. This is Douglas George Bloch, whose birthday is coming up on 2/22. It is now 2:05, February 5th, 2023. Still recovering from my Costa Rica trip, which I think was ill-advised, but because the arthritis in my left knee got a lot worse, and I won't be having surgery till May 18th. So all you guys, I want you to send me your prayers, your good thoughts, and health and healing to this poor left knee. Anyway, Kevin Wilson, California Dreaming, Jennifer Tiana. Of course, we have our regulars. This is your weekly live chat video hour on YouTube, my YouTube Depression Recovery channel, where each week we get together and share our stories of recovery, support each other, and we answer questions about mental health recovery. Todd Nobles, who spent time in Costa Rica, hello. And what am I going to do? I'm going to look something up right now. So I will be back with you in just a moment. How am I going to do this? I'm going to hit Command T. No, I don't know. Oh, let me try this. Okay, so here I go. I'm looking up what number live stream this is, because we're getting to 300. And let's go to live here on my little thingamajig, and it is number 299. Yikes. We have done 299 live chats, and that means that number 300 is coming up next week, and we have to figure out what kind of celebration that we want to have, right? What are we going to do next week to celebrate the fact that we will have done 300 live chats? That's, what is that? 52 a year divided by 3, it's almost 6 years, yeah? Right, 1536, a little less than 6 years of continuous, non-stop live chats. Kind of reminds me of Lou Gehrig's record of hitting his 56 straight games with the New York Yankees, or Cal Ripken playing like 3,017 consecutive games, probably closer to Cal Ripken, although I don't think I'm going to have 3,000 live chats before I croak. All right, Jennifer, 3 Mile Walk. Oh my God, you are so lucky. I can't even walk across the hall. Julianne, nice to see you. Hit the like button. Thank you. Daniel Parati, hey, enjoyed your comments. 75 degrees in Texas. Oh my God, don't hurt me. It's 51 in Oregon, which is not too bad. Hey, Vancouver Island. Terry Murray in the Pacific Northwest. Susan Jones from Virginia. Cheyenne, I think from California, or maybe Nevada. Paulo, Sir Douglas, the Philippines. Is awfully early there. Nice to see you all. Just a reminder that our live chat, we have 2 goals. One is to get 60 people at any one time watching. To do that, you hit the like button, and let's see how many people we have now. Probably not a whole lot. 20. Well, that's a good start. And then, of course, the other goal is to have $50 in donations, which is how I pay my my video editor, Jerry, who every week films my videos, edits them, and posts them up on this YouTube channel. So actually, you know what? If we make $50 a week, this about pays for his monthly contribution. So wow, that's fantastic. We need 300 jokes collectively next week from everyone. That's very funny, Cheyenne. Yassine Nayati, I got out of a month of depression and procrastinating once I casually found my purpose. It was like a miracle. How interesting. I have a video from last year called The Power of Purpose, and I'm doing a chapter on that from my new audiobook called When It Hurts Too Much to Live. Speaking of audiobooks, I want to share with you, I don't know how many of you have read my memoir, When Going Through Hell, Don't Stop, Survivor's Guide to Overcoming Anxiety and Clinical Depression, written in 1998, right after my worst depressive episode, well, with the help of a guy named Kyle. It's now audiobook. It's on Audible, and I'm really into publishing audiobooks. I have that, and yeah, the complete audiobook of When Going Through Hell, Don't Stop has been published on Amazon.com, Audible, and iTunes. So, yeah, listening to books is really cool. And my new book on suicide prevention is also going to be an audiobook. All right, another beautiful day, Julianne. All the sun, sun, sun. Well, I didn't have any sun in Costa Rica, but at least it was warm. I finally meditated this morning before starting the day. I need to stay on top of that. Oh yes, we all do. Yoga for Alex Jones. Look at all these holistic ways people are using to treat depression. Motion is medicine. Thank you. Or motion is lotion, when somebody told me. I don't know what that means. Had a hectic work week, but I'm hanging in there. How was your week? Says Susan Jones to Jennifer. Yassine, Words That Heal is my favorite book, such healing book. Thank you for your kind words and work. Wow. He's referring to this book, originally published in 1988. That's 34 years ago. Learn to tap the spiritual power of wisdom that lies within you. It's a book of collection of affirmations, 52 meditations, 250 affirmations, also on audible.com. Hey, Robles551. And beautiful, will you stop telling me how beautiful it is everywhere in the country? At least it's not raining here. And at least I'm not stuck in New York where I grew up, or in Minnesota where it's probably freezing. It's Sunday, by the way. Is the Super Bowl today? I've lost track of football. Anyone want to tell me, any football fans out there? I think I'll go ask Mr. Google, right? Always a good thing to do. What day is the Super Bowl?
The Super Bowl will start on February 12th at 3:30 p.m. at the University of Phoenix Stadium in Glendale.
Next week, February 12th. The Super Bowls used to be in January. All right. So, any of you football fans, next Sunday's the day. 36 people. That's great. Doubled from 20. Another 24. Hey, Rick M., nice to see you. Kansas City Chiefs. Oh my God, that means you Kansas people are probably rooting for them. Although I hear the Eagles are probably going to win. It has been a while, Rick. Someone says, I really look forward to this live chat every Sunday. Just love it. And Adam Mega says, God bless you, Douglas. Well, God bless you too. The way you can bless me is also give some contributions. Hit the super chat button, the little dollar sign, 99 cents and above. Anything helps. Adam Mega, hey Douglas, I've been watching you for a while now. I've recently had several mental breakdowns. Joined the club. I'm a Christian, so I know God has me in the palm of his hand. Yeah, I've heard that before. And also your videos are so comforting. Well, that's nice to hear, and I'm glad God does have you in the palm of his hand, because sometimes we need a little bit of spiritual help from a higher power when we're really in a deep, dark depression, which is really, really a horrible place to be. Next Sunday's the Super Bowl. Yes, and see, we got the East Coast versus the Midwest. Yeah, Rick M., you're talking about Auvelity, gabapentin, kratom. Kratom is not an antidepressant, some sort of a natural substance. I don't know what Auvelity is, probably new antidepressant. Just approved. Okay, which for the week. All right, we'll look it up. And bupropion, of course, that's what I take, which is, I think it's Wellbutrin. I might be wrong. Patrick Coleman, hey, guess what? It's my nephew. He's on. Patrick Coleman is going to turn 33, the year that Jesus was crucified, this coming week, February 9th. You looking forward to your crucifixion, Patrick? Don't worry, it's only life, or as Dylan said, it's life and life only. But then after the crucifixion is the resurrection. Remember that. Yes, 33 he is turning, and we're going to take him out to dinner at one of my favorite places in New York. What was that place my parents used to go to in New York City? Oh, God. Something Spring, I forgot it. It's a really cool restaurant in New York City. My brother would remember. Anyway, the Four Seasons, I think it was called. Anyway, nice to see you, Pat. I'm sure we'll get together for your birthday, maybe next Friday evening. Chad Crawford says, life is nothing but a hassle to me. God could never convince me to want to redo this life. The only meaning to life is worthless problems and haggling or none. Wow. Well, I would say that there is some meaning to life besides that, although, not everybody can find it. One of the meaning we have, one way we can create meaning is to create meaningful relationships and reach out and help other people. Pilar Kroll, hey Douglas, Pilar from the Netherlands here. Did you know morning's powder could help your arthritis? Moringa powder. No, I don't even know what it is. Maybe post something about it. 33 is not a prime number, Patrick Coleman. I need to give you some math lessons. it's a master number in numerology, but you know, a prime number could only be divided by itself in 1. Well, 33 can be divided by 3. It's 3 times 11. So it is not a prime number, but it is a master number in terms of numerology: 11, 22, 33. If you want to know a prime number, it would be 37. That would be a good one. Or 31. Or 41. Or 43. Or 47. There's a million of them. There's actually an infinite number of prime numbers. Hey, the guy has been praying for you, Patrick Coleman. That's nice. I don't know what about, but very kind of you. Watch Adam Huberman and study Stoicism. Yeah, well, Huberman is really, really great. His first name's not Adam, by the way. I don't know what it is. All right. It's 21 minutes past the hour. We're still waiting for our first donation. Yeah, I just went ahead and laid out $2,000 for my Costa Rica trip. Please search for moringa powder. All right. You turned 23 in November. Chomps, I hate you. 23. I'd give a fortune to be 23 again. I dreamed, no joke, I won specifically a $33 million lottery recently. Well, if you did, let me have some. How do you do with a chronic health condition? Yeah. How about arthritis for 2 years? Yeah, let me know if you find out. You manage it, you find ways to manage it, and you give thanks that you're still walking and talking. How much of pie he knows? I'm not quite sure what the joke is, Carissa. One of my favorite people from New Jersey. Hey Douglas, kindly line us about emotional numbness secondary to antidepressant use. Well, some people do complain that when they take antidepressants, they feel emotionally numb. And that's all I can tell you. Talk with your doctor if you're feeling that way, and maybe you can try something else. Moringa powder, okay. 333 is not a master number. You guys need to brush up on your numerology. Okay, let's take a picture. And someone just gave $5 to start it off, and we'll see who that is. Looks like I might know that person, but maybe not. Julianne, hey, a little sunshine for you, Doug. I love the name Julian. I love the name Ann, so I really love Julianne. What part of the country are you in? Seems like you're near where I am. And $20 from Todd Nobles. The difference between try and triumph is a little bit of oomph. Where'd you get that, Todd Nobles? It's pretty cute. And your generosity is really, really, really appreciated. From Costa Rica to Texas. You like nice climates, huh? Anyway, can anybody look up moringa powder? So we're halfway there. A wonderful donation from Todd. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And also Julianne, regulars, we really appreciate this. As I say, these videos would not be possible except for your generosity. I woke up. I'll be 48, February 15th. That's good. That's an Aquarius. My mother was born on the 16th. Have a nice evening, everybody. I'm going to put the children to bed. Well, have a nice evening for you. I guess it's 9 o'clock. It's 9:23 p.m. and I guess that's a good time for children to go to bed. It's 9:23 in the Netherlands. You're in Illinois? Well, the land of Lincoln. What can I tell you? Danielle Ferrati. I think that's, what, Italian maybe? Anyways, I can relate to that. I feel less with respect to the bad and the good things overall. It's a fair trade for me. Well, life is a trade-off, isn't it? All right. Well, has anybody watched my last 2 videos? Do you watch my videos? What was the video from yesterday? It was see yourself through new eyes. You are a brave person, not defective, right? You're not defective, but brave, right? People who struggle with depression, oftentimes they can't function the way other people can. They can't cope. They put themselves down, low self-esteem. No. As Christopher Reeve, the actor who played Superman, said, thank you for your £1 donation, Sam B. Appreciate it. Christopher Reeve, the actor who played Superman, was paralyzed from the neck down after a riding accident. He said, a hero is someone who continues to push forward and persevere in spite of ordinary obstacles. Not ordinary, extraordinary obstacles, right? So all of us who've been struggling with depression, mental illness, anxiety, bipolar anxiety, we're heroes, right? Because it's not easy to continue to push on in the midst of all this pain and disability. Would you agree? How to deal with chronic self-sabotage? Go to a really good therapist and find out what's behind it. Too late for today, bad mom? No, you're not a bad mom. Come on. Hey, I made it for the first time to your live, says SJ. Well, thanks for being here, SJ. And there's Carissa, Julie, Todd, Sam. I love those hearts and those flowers. Anyway, Mona Kosu wanted to thank you for getting me through. Anytime, that's what this channel is about. We need each other to get through these really bad depressions. They're excruciating, and as you know, every day, every 11 minutes, someone gives in and basically ends their life rather than deal with this pain. Lisa from Alberta, with a town of 800 people, $13.99 Canadian, that's probably 10 US, so we're now at $35, 70% of the way there, and it is $12.26. I'm so proud of everyone here seeking to heal ourselves. That's right. That is so right, and that's why we're heroes, right? I'm going to even type that in. 57 people, like 3 more to get to 60. Hit that like button. You're cooking chicken nuggets. Well, Gordon Moore, I'd love to have some. Just send them in the mail. We are all heroes because we persevere in spite of overwhelming obstacles. Period. We can heal from depression. Period. Thank you, Siri. All right. Chad Crawford, I have had car trouble daily since September. Whoops. Had it in the shop constantly. Folks won't let me get another one. Well, I hope they figure out what's wrong. The ego and the superego walking the more. The Brahmin says, I'm going to have to see some ID. A good joke. He means id, which is, of course, the third part of Freud's trilogy, right? The id, the ego, and the superego. You have to know about Freud to get that joke. SJ, I'm determined to get through this episode. It's a living hell, but I know it will make the sweet times even sweeter. That's right. And how interesting, because I just published a video Flashback Friday, right? And the name of my video, which is really popular, My Surviving Plan for Living in Hell. Period, my video on how to get through a bad depression. And there it is. Watch that video, my friend. Robles 551, $40 total. Do you have any advice for March 25th born? I have a mental health identity issues my whole life. Well, March 25th is an Aries. My best friend, one of my good friends, John Merritt, is turning 80 this March 25th. All I can tell you without knowing the year of your birth, that Aries are people who would just push ahead, always seeking change, always seeking to be on the forefront. So you just need to keep trying new things and keep pushing forward. You know, there are things you can do to manage your mental health issues, and one of them is a chart that I created way back in '98 when I got over a bad episode. It's called Healing from Depression, Anxiety, Self-Care Activities to Improve Your Mood. There's 50 of them here. Every one of them relieves the symptoms of anxiety and depression. And over here, there's a cute little diagram on the other side that says boost your psychological immune system. Things like feed your spirit, lighten up, stay connected, get involved, help others, get regular sleep, all these wonderful self-care activities. Well, this chart of what I've been doing for 50 years is absolutely free to you if you just go to my personal website. 56 people, let's have a couple more, what do you call it? Hit the like button, right? So I have a personal website. I don't know if anybody goes there. I guess a few people do. But if you go there, on the first page, there'll be a little button that says download free chart of healing self-care activities. So there's a link, https://douglasbloch.com, and check that out, and you'll get your free diagram. Valuing you, my value, hit me with your email. Oh, 60 people, great. If you want enlightenment, lighten up. Very good. Todd, I love you. How old are you, by the way? Hey, Doug, people say the 30s are the best years of your life. Well, they're better than the 20s, I can tell you that. I think every decade gets better, actually. Except the 70s. They've sucked. The 60s were great. Then 70s, I started having health problems. Except I had a great 70th birthday. This too shall pass, yes. All right, Mark Nichols, haven't seen you in a while. Thank you. SJ, I don't know who you are, but nice to have you here. Lazy Eye Ranch, the saint from Palm Springs, who loves her ravens and her goats. Chris Reeves was a great person. I had a similar riding accent, crushed my L1, right? Vertebrae, but if I landed on my head, I would have broken my neck. I'm grateful for back pain because I can walk. That's amazing, because I'm doing a new video about this crippling arthritis I have. I can barely walk, but I can walk. And I'm grateful for that, and that's what I'm going to talk about. We have to look at the things in life we have and not look at the things we don't have. Any advice to keep motivated? Find things that get you inspired. Yeah. SJ, you are going to get through this episode, and you know that the sweet times will be even sweeter, and you should watch that video I did called Survival Plan for Living in Hell. We do have 60 people, and Robert Jenkins putting us over the mark. $65, wow, can pay for 1 week of videos. Robert Jenkins is an old-time live chatter. About 2 years ago, he was dealing with really bad harm thoughts, OCD. He got on some medication, went through some tough times, got better, got off the medication, had a bit of a relapse, and now let's see what he's up to. I'm doing damn good. Happy to say my meds kicked in sometime last week. Depression's under control. There are no thoughts at all. Well, no thoughts at all, you must be enlightened. Planning on winning this battle non-stop, just need a little bit more work, one day at a time. Perseverance furthers, the I Ching said, and Robert Jenkins is a guy who simply will not give up, and that is how we beat this. 63 concurrent viewers, that's the most we've had in quite some time. Back in the day when I had a lot more subscribers, we hit 70. Hit the like button. If we're lucky, we'll get there. Robles551, thanks, Doug. I was born in 1994. Do you do readings? Yes, I do astrology readings. I've always been shy, quiet, daydreamer. Some people say that I have some Pisces. That would be absolutely true, because I'm a Pisces. And when I was your age, I was shy, quiet, and daydreamer. As a matter of fact, my mother used to yell at me and say, "You live in a dream world! You live in a dream world!" Well, what do you expect? I'm a Pisces, for heaven's sakes. Yes, but, you know, a lot of people have dreams, and dreams can come true. Todd Nobles, Job chapter 3 is like honey in hell to me when I see it comes to the Bible. Honey in hell, can you explain that? Like good things in hell? You're also 94. Wow, Alex Jones, you've lived a very, very long and prosperous life. Oh, I think you mean the years of your birth. Hey, millennials. My goddaughter is born in 1990. My nephew is born in 1990. I have some good friends. I'm tutoring a guy born in 95. I know all you millennials. It's a tough, tough, tough incarnation. Hang in there. Come on, you guys are BSing me. Carissa, Daniel Ferrati, Alex Jones, born in 1994. What is my opinion of antidepressants, please? Sometimes they work and sometimes they don't. Not for everybody, but when they work, they can be quite powerful. It's all about trial and error, by the way. If you're interested in them, find a good prescriber, a good psychiatrist, psychiatric nurse practitioner. People study them and try it out slowly. So we have reached our $50 mark, but let's see if we can go a little higher, because we're doing some extra videos this week, so that would be great. Bruno was born in 1987. Come on, you guys, you're making me feel horrible. I was born in 1949. How's that? The opposite of 94. Connect up for 3 months for antidepressants to work. You're absolutely right. You're 86 again. An old. Oh, you mean you were born in 86? Well, that's cool. That means you must be about 30. What? 36? Yeah. Born in 86, 36. It's a nice age. And see, I'll be 86 February 21st. For some reason, I'm depressed. Well, you're not depressed by your old age because you've told me that being 86, my God, I don't know how I'm going to handle 86 if I'm going through this much physical suffering at 74, but you're an inspiration. I'm pretty sure your depression is passing, Nancy, because you're a real trooper. Anyway, oh, by the way, you're born the day before me. I'm born on February 22nd. We'll have to celebrate our birthdays together. Okay, Mona Koshin, you are amazing. Yes, and I'm not quite sure what that is. Is that Pakistani money? Anyway, thank you for your, whatever the exchange rate is, thank you for your kind thoughts and your contribution. You're born in 1974. Okay, well, that's not too bad. That means you're a little under 50. A Scorpio born in 65. Well, that means you're over 50, like 57. I know a lot of people born in the mid-60s. I turned 18 in 1967. The Summer of Love was in San Francisco. It was a blast. I'm sorry all you poor schmoes missed the 60s. It was the greatest decade, probably in American history, probably in the history of the world. Yes, Douglas, ice water in hell, it's a good thing. Honey in hell. Maybe that means a little bit of relief. SJ, at the moment I find it hard to be around others, but when I am, I often want to be alone. Does anyone else deal with this with depression? Yeah, a lot of people who are depressed prefer solitude, which is not bad, but if you withdraw too much, it's counterproductive. We need others to heal from this illness. By the way, I'm a Scorpio rising, Julie. Pakistani, Euros. Wow, that was a great guess, huh? Well, what's the translation? Well, I don't know what it is. Exchange rate. I ran into those last comments too quick. I thought it said I had depressive diarrhea. Yeah, dysthymia. That means low-grade depression. You're all doing amazing today with donations. Yes, Carissa, thank you. We got some more to come. All it takes is a buck. All it takes is a beautiful fake smile to hide an injured soul, and they will never notice how broken you really are. Robin Williams. What a mensch. You know, Christopher Reeve, someone said in one of my comments, because I talked about Christopher Reeve in my last video, that he was paralyzed and he was deciding whether he wanted to live or not. And then Robin Williams came disguised as a doctor and said, I'm going to give you a proctology exam, which of course was horrifying. But then Christopher Reeve realized it was Robin Williams. He couldn't stop laughing. He said, when I knew I could laugh, then I knew I could live. And that's going to be the topic of a new video of mine. There's no limit to depression. It's just there at any age. Yes, 6 years old can be depressed. And you're absolutely right. So dysthymia, everybody, means low-grade chronic depression, not enough to put you in the hospital, but enough to prevent you from having joy in your life. Usually psychotherapy, it can be used to manage it. Keep telling me what year you're born. Is anybody born in the 50s or the 40s? I mean, Nancy and I are definitely the elder statesmen of this gathering. There's a proverb, hope deferred makes the heart sick. This is my biggest problem with life. Not having hope, that can be really tough. Worrying doesn't empty tomorrow of its sorrows, it empties today of its strength. So that's amazing. Corrie ten Boom is an amazing concentration camp survivor. The Hiding Place, I read it 2 or 3 times. I didn't know anybody besides me read that book. Thank you. You are Lazy Eye Ranch. We should meet one day. You and I have very similar tastes. 62 viewers. We're still hovering around the early 60s. Also one of my favorite times. You're born in 56, Carrie? All right, we're getting close. You're only 7 years younger than I am. Huh. One Pakistan equals $1.08. Well, that means you made an amazing contribution. Wasn't it like 35 of those puppies you gave me or whatever? 24. That's 24 bucks. Thank you so much. We're kind of getting up to $90 now. Worrying's like a rocking chair. It gives you something to do, but it gives you nowhere. Well, that's an interesting way of putting it. Thank you, Unknown Thought. Is there anything we can do to help you and give you some advice? Kelly Burns. Wow, these people are really coming like crazy. Joke, I saw a lamb struggling to breathe, so I gave him sheep PR. I don't normally tell sheep jokes, but they are so bad. Okay. Michael Thal, Douglas, thanks for all you do. Chronic insomnia for 3 years. Tried everything, nothing works. Anything you take for sleep? Yes, I take something called Ambien, which is something you're not supposed to take long term, but every now and then it really does the trick. There's a lot of sleep medications. There's antidepressants like Remeron, amitriptyline, trazodone, all sorts of new things like Ambien, Lunesta. You should talk to a good prescriber. I'm sure they can find something for you. It's 12:41 and my left knee is so bad, hurting me, I must stand up. I should have stood up about 10. Let's schedule a reading. Yeah. I do readings over the phone, absolutely. So, 37, Nancy, thank you very much. I'm not the oldest person here. Robles, just write me at douglasblock@gmail.com and put astrology reading in the subject heading because I get so many emails. Yeah, The Hiding Place is an amazing story. More people need to read it. Vagabond, born in 91, yet one more millennial. They're all over the place. So millennials, what is the biggest problem of your generation? Can't afford housing? Not enough jobs? It's a tough generation to be in. And I'm standing up. I'm going to use my cane right here. Here it is. A great fire burns within me, but no one stops to warm themselves at it. And passers by and see a wisp of smoke. Van Gogh. You got your quotes down. Here it is. My cane. I'm getting up because I'm in a lot of pain. Kind of makes rhymes, doesn't it? Here's my cane. I'm getting up because I'm in a lot of pain. Can't hardly afford groceries these days. Crazy. Well, I hope you can get on some sort of a system like food stamps. They call them EBT. Okay, electronic something something. So I'm gonna put my hand on my door here and try to get up. I'm gonna make sound effects. I'm sorry. Oh damn! Oh my God! You don't ever want to have no weight. I can hardly put any weight on this thing. I'm going to go walk to the living room and come back because I need to get this thing moving. If you don't get this thing moving, it gets stiff and a whole lot more painful. So keep talking amongst yourselves. I will be right back. Any further donations would be tremendously appreciated. And it looks like someone just gave a donation. I recognize that icon. It is, oh, Mona. Okay, be right back. Oh, God. Oh. Oh. I'm back. Okay, Robles, I'll check out your email when we're done. Kathy Peterson says, okay to be in pain, so sorry it hurts. Knee issues. My help is Tiger Balm. In patches. My heart goes out to you as you keep moving to not get stuck. Well, there's no cartilage there, so I've tried Tiger Balm, but what the hell, it might help a little bit. Okay. It's a great tragedy to outlive your children, says Lazy Eye Ranch to Ann C., who maybe had a child pass. Okay. Does the cane have a sword inside? Not that I'm aware of. When Douglas gets up, I'm going to light a candle for the collective. Thank you. The biggest problem for my generation is so many memes, so little time. I'm not even quite sure what a meme is. Tetsu Glucci, born in 1992, good friend of mine. Thank you for the Van Gogh quote. And now I'm kind of up to date with everybody's comments. 53 people. We've dropped a few. It is 12:46. We've got 14 more minutes for this wonderful live chat. I'd rather be alone than feel alone. You are an evolved soul, Todd Nobles. I can write this so much. The trouble is that I'm single and likely to stay single, but that I'm lonely and likely to stay lonely. Yeah, Charlotte Bronte, another great artist. It relieves my osteoarthritis, but sometimes new joints is the only relief. You lose some bending. And Edward Steiner coming at the 11th hour with his normal $20 donation and his amazing jokes. He has some of the best jokes on the planet. Let's see what he has. Thank you, Ed from Northern California. There are 3 rings of marriage: engagement ring, wedding ring, the suffering. That's not too bad. I thought you were going to sing like the boxing ring. That's what you should say. The wedding ring, the engagement ring, the wedding ring, and the boxing ring, right? Let's duke it out. Couples do that. And hopefully, they part amicably, but not always the case. I hate being lonely. I think connection brings us healing. You are so right. You know what Time Magazine had this huge article, 75 years, Harvard studying what brings us a longer life. The answer is meaningful connections with other people and cats, animals. Matter of fact, if I turn to my left, Cyrus Wick, the cat I'm totally amazed with, is now sleeping on this cat tree all the way across, about 20 feet away. I'm going to go like this. I'm going to do an enlargement on my iPhone, not the greatest. And you'll see him, well, it's hard to see him, but he's on the very top of the tree. Okay. And now I'm going to show what Cyrus Wick is looking like right now. There you have it. See that cat? The 3rd rung of his tree. Isn't that amazing? He's a beautiful animal, and he just loves sitting on top, looking over the whole living room. You can look out the window and see the birds and the squirrels. He's a happy camper. Wow. A blast from the past. Sonnet Ismail, been on with this live chat for at least 4 years. Raising 2 kids, was horribly depressed for a while. Thank you for your Denmark donation, but how are you doing? You can't connect with anyone. You're connecting with us here, Alex Jones. We all feel connected to you. The opposite of addiction is sobriety is connection. Yes, Johan Hari wrote a book called Lost Connections about our culture. The guy, did you see that Saturday Night Live sketch last night when Bowen Yang played the balloon? I mean, the balloon that was shot down. Really funny. I loved him. His ice impression was hilarious too. I'll check it out. Kathy Peterson, thank you for all your good work. Doug, I wish I was better at remembering jokes. Suffering, I like that. Yeah. Although I think I had an improvement. But yes, thank you, thank you, thank you, Edward Steiner. Thank you for your joke. I think one of his jokes was, I went to the paint store to get thinner. It didn't work. Isn't that your joke? That's cute. I went to the paint store to get thinner. It didn't work. If things start to fall apart, the 70s guess I better get married. Not quite sure what that means, Carrie. But marriage can be a very, very good thing. I would not be the person I am without my wife, Joan. So, Sana, how are you doing? How are your children? For heaven's sakes, don't just donate. Let's hear how you're up. What you're up to. Nothing beats face-to-face connection with another person. Well, yep. It is very healing to some people, most people. Lazy Eye Ranch, just go to the internet. Put in Saturday Night Live, February 4th, 2023. You'll see it right on your computer, the skit. What about support pets for those of you suffering from loneliness? That's right. Pets are a tremendous support. By the way, no one commented on, oh, Cyrus, beautiful, enjoying the warm fire. Thank you. We got some comments about Cyrus. Chad Crawford, if I had one wish and could have it granted, it would be that the God had never created me and never thought of me. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Isn't there one thing in your life that turned out well, or one reason you have to be alive, or one thing that you've contributed to, or one experience you've had? I don't think it's been 100% suffering, at least I hope not. Hey, life is a mix. What skit did you miss? So someone went on Saturday Night Live and gave us impression of the balloon that was shot down by the Americans. It was a Chinese spy balloon. When is your next live session? Mona, it's every Sunday at noon Pacific time. Live chat occurs every Sunday at noon Pacific time, USA. Period. We are 8 hours from Greenwich. A Wonderful Life is my favorite movie, Carrie. Yes, life is a mixed bag, absolutely. The more I learn about other people, the more I like my dog, Mark Twain. Very funny. Yes. If you are a cat person like I am, you should watch a Netflix documentary I'm just watching called Inside the Mind of a Cat. Oh, Vagabond, how do you get anime? It's been recommended to me and Joan. How do I find that on television? I was about to say something and I forgot what I was going to say. I am kind, lovable, and worthy. That's nice. So Mona, you've been in Dublin. What a cool city. I've always wanted to be there. Chad Crawford, have you thought of going to a good therapist? I know that you feel stuck, but there may be alternatives. Well, there are things on the internet, Lazy Eye Ranch and Lagai. Netflix. Netflix has a new series out. Oh, that's what I wanted to write. Watch the Netflix documentary, Inside the Mind of a Cat. Period. It's fantastic. It is 54 minutes after the hour. Thank you for all your generosity today. I think we're hit close to $90, which is almost double what we need to have our videos per week. Anyone who bring us over the $100 mark, assuming my math is correct, $10 would be greatly appreciated, or even $5. Anyway, I highly recommend, if you like cats, I highly recommend that Netflix documentary called Inside the Mind of a Cat. I recommend watching Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood anime. Isn't that the Japanese animation? Thank you, Sana. I'm so glad you responded. What does Sana have to say? I had some great years after my episode back in 2019, but seems like I'm having a relapse now, feeling hopeless. Well, guess what? That's what happens with depression. It comes and it goes. It's a chronic relapsing condition. But whatever you used to get out of it before, you can get out of it again. And how are your children, by the way? What's a good bike trail in Portland? I don't know. I only know the bike paths by the airport. Green Jewel, nice to see from you. Yes, anime is Japanese cartoons, but how do I find them on the internet or on my television? Please tell me, Vagabond. It's been recommended to me. My wife loves animations. Jennifer Tiana, I love you. $4.99. Your normal donation brings us up to $95. Thank you. Very kind. Green Jewel, you've got a beautiful name. The act of becoming takes the process of overcoming. I think you mean the process of overcoming. Mark Nichols, Atlagai, what does that 700 mean? It's a very nice number. Therapy has saved my life. Yes. Enemy is on Hulu, huh? Maybe I should subscribe to Hulu just to get that. What do they have there? Lots and lots and lots of cartoons, Julianne, or just one? Lazy Ranch, I bought a $40 device to get Wi-Fi for my not-so-smart TV and only watch Paramount and YouTube. Can't afford Netflix anymore. My son and I watch Star Trek every night and dream of that society. An amazing, amazing, amazing show. I have a lot of RTS syndrome occurring too besides autism and bipolar. I don't know what RTS means. Psycho Gemini, hey, you've got a strange name, but I love you and I love your comments on my channel. No worries, Chad Crawford. Atheist and the lessons by confusion and disappointment. Yes. Crunchyroll is a legal streaming site only for anime? God, you guys are a wealth of knowledge. My wife Joan will be so happy to hear this. I'm going to take a picture of this. Oops. Gotta go like this. Here we are. 1, 2, 3. All right. I photographed it. I've heard this quote, accepting a negative experience is a positive experience, facing a positive experience is a negative experience. Well, there is no growth in comfort. That's true. Comfort puts us to sleep. Religious trauma syndrome. I was terribly abused in church. God, I am really, that's there's so much religious abuse going on in churches. You have really been through hell, haven't you? I still think people are resilient. I know it's hard, but I still think your life can get better. Alex Jones says, Kathy Peterson, I like EFT tapping and alternative acupuncture therapy treatment used to restore balance to your disrupted energy. That's right. You tap yourself in these acupuncture points like this, and you say something like this. Even though I've suffered from depression for many years, I deeply and truly love and respect myself, or something like love and accept myself. That's how it is. Remember the VHS days of anime, really costly habits. So anime must be around at least 40 years, right? Because weren't VHSs in the 70s? It is now 12:59. We have 61 people. We have 1 minute left. Up. Let's see what we could get here. Such an injustice. Yes, religious abuse. Wow, it really is. Well, Chad Crawford, I can see why you think that life is not worth living after all that abuse and trauma. And yet I would say that human beings are incredibly resilient. People who came out of prisoners of war, the concentration camps. I'm not minimizing your suffering. I've never had anything like it myself, so it must be horrendous. But I have faith that you can overcome it. Shari Lucas says, I've had good results with crystals on my chakra points. Yes, do you have a therapist, says Todd Nobles? That is critical. A trauma therapist. There is a way to release this, but boy, it takes a long time and a lot of dedication. But there are people who specialize in this. Huh. So, Todd, Psycho Gemini, when was the year that you bought your first anime tape? Son Ismail from Denmark. This time my depression got triggered by unexplainable pain and recurring infections. Yeah, that happened to me in 1996. I've been so sick. Baby and autoimmune disease makes me very anxious. Oh, absolutely. Hopefully you're finding some good Medicare that can knock this thing out. Action precedes motivation. You're a wealth of wisdom, Todd Nobles. God told me I wasn't allowed to have a therapist as well, and I would burn in hell. Well, if God told you that, that's not God, Chad Crawford. That's a negative voice in your head from that religious abuse. You must reach out to a good therapist and let go of that belief. You are allowed to have a therapist. You've suffered. You deserve to heal. You deserve to have a happy life. You will not burn in hell for taking meds. That is a negative thought in your brain that came from somewhere else. That is not true. Please, everybody, yeah, that's the wrong God. Yeah, dispute that. Absolutely. I was in 6th grade in 92. Okay, Psycho Gemini. That means, is that when you got your tape? Have I struggled with alcohol? No. I've been clean, sober for about 22,000 days, meaning I never had an alcohol problem, thank goodness. $15 for that movie is a lot for a kid. It was amazingly a lot for the kid. Julianne, came my way. Keep joining these live streams and be consistent in all areas of healing is the key. And you're right, that is the wrong God. Whoever is saying that to you is not God. That is a negative thought inside your brain that someone put there. Well, I'm glad you shut up. Chad Crawford. I'm really sorry for your suffering. Many of us here have been through suffering, maybe not quite to the extent you have, but depression is its own hell. So, Kelly Burns, the other day I made a mistake in Edward. I was wrong on every level. All right. Challenge that belief. Would I teach this belief to a friend of mine or a child? No way. All right. Came my way. Thank you, Todd and Julie. Yes, they're wonderful people. Everybody here is a wonderful person. Chad, please keep trying. Come back here for help. Don't give up. Small points of joy or happiness can happen and increase to help you feel better. You don't deserve so much pain and suffering. Kathy Peterson, you're a mensch. I think there's one more donation someone gave, $4.99 from Ava. Thank you, Ava. I know where you live, but that was a very kind thing you did. All right. So, next Sunday, February 12th is important for two reasons. What are the two reasons that it's important? One, it is my 300th live chat. We must do something to celebrate. And number two, more important than my live chat, it's the birthday of two of the greatest people who ever lived on the planet. The first is Abraham Lincoln. The second is Charles Darwin, both born on the same day of the same year. I'm not quite sure what that year was. It was probably right around 1800, but two giants. And Abraham Lincoln is by far my favorite president. If you've ever listened to the Gettysburg Address, which was about, I don't know, a couple hundred words, the great documentarian Ken Burns did a whole documentary on the Gettysburg Address. Absolutely. $300 golden donations, maybe. Well, another day, huh? We might have gotten 100. That would be, close to a record. Are we going to be watching the Super Bowl? Well, it's 3 o'clock my time, 6 o'clock East Coast time, depending on where you live. You could also tape it. Only an hour here. Finally, yes, thanks everyone for the love, says Chad Crawford. Lazy Eye Ranch says, I'm glad you're here. I hope you come back every Sunday. There's a lot of love and wisdom here with us blockheads. And that's a good way to end or close this Sunday. Thank you for being here. Thank you for the support you share with each other and with Chad especially. How am I feeling? It's difficult being in this much pain and disability. I like to ride my bike. I like to walk. I like to climb trails. I can't do any of it. But I do like to write, and I do like to hang out with you guys, and I do like to do YouTube videos. Whatever I'm doing. What are these called? YouTube videos, yes. So I do have some fulfillment and joy in my life, but I would lie to you if I didn't say that I feel really, really, it's a really dark time for me because of this injury. But on May 18th, I'm supposed to get a surgery, so there is an end point to my suffering, which is different when you've lost all hope and you're depressed, when you don't think your suffering's ever going to end. That is the worst feeling. I don't know about you guys. The worst feeling I've ever had is to feel hopeless and depressed. And it leads to suicidal ideation, right? Don't feel suicidal about this arthritis, because I see down the road it's going to get better. But when you're super depressed, you can't see that. You can't see the light in the tunnel. So if you know anybody like that, you got to tell them this too shall pass. It'll get better. Encourage them, because your sister's born February 10th. Well, it's 12th, another great reason to celebrate it. Yes. Anyway, it's going to pass. It always does. Tell people that. And yes, a new one is in order, Kathy Peters. I'm getting a new knee on May 18th of this year. I have a cart that I can't get parts for, and I have been haggling with my folks, blaming me for having all these problems. Well, tell them they are absolutely wrong. And find a good therapist. That'll help. All right. Thanks for being here. Great live stream. Thanks to you for your generosity. You can still donate. And if you ever wanted to do it in between, oh yeah, Psycho Gemini, yeah, son, it is amazing, isn't it? Yeah, well, the surgery's not for a while, so yeah. But thank you for wishing me good luck. You can go to paypal.com to donate. And my PayPal address is my email address, douglasbloch@gmail.com. PayPal address. Can I spell address? Maybe. Okay. Having a hard time spelling the word address, aren't I? Okay, here we go. See you soon, Collapse. It's a pleasure sending this energy in space with you. The light will dawn is really nice. It does. This too shall pass is the perfect thing to say to someone who has a kidney stone. Vagabond, that is the joke of the week. My aunt had a knee replacement about 30 years ago, and she went mountain climbing about a year later. Wow. Well, thank you for that encouragement. All right. Last thing. This is for Chad. Call Silent Unity at 1-816-969-2000, period, an amazing telephone prayer ministry, period. They will give you an affirmative prayer, and you will feel it and feel better. Vagabond, brilliant. Yes, kidney stones are very painful. All right. Thanks for being here. Thanks for the donations. Thanks for generosity. Until we meet again, I wish you the best for mental health recovery. Remember, every week on Friday, I do Flashback Friday. And every Saturday, I post a new video. And every Sunday, we come here to live chat Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. 3-day weekend for depression recovery.